continue with our class Kosher kitchen, and we can continue with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. Big topic is the same belief in Lashon Hara. Today topic is vigilance without acceptance. The fact that the derogatory statement was made for a constructive purpose does not permit the listener to accept it as a fact. It is permissible to listen to negative information for to'eles, meaning for a constructive purpose. However, it is not permissible to believe such information. One may act on such information, on the possibility that it might be true. Okay, so let's do it again, and we're going to explain. So vigilance without acceptance, meaning that sometimes for a constructive purpose we're allowed to listen, right? Because it could be some kind of danger to us, to people that are close to us. What is it? Some physical danger, some financial danger, psychological danger, right? Anything, right? So we're allowed to believe, but we're allowed to listen, but not allowed to believe. So one more time, the fact that the derogatory statement was made for constructive purpose, so meaning it was not forbidden for a speaker to say whatever he said, and it was not forbidden for me to listen to what was said, right? It's not permitted for a listener to accept it as a fact. So meaning we take into consideration, right, and you can take precautions, but not believe as a fact. That's a big difference. Take precautions and believe as a fact. It is permissible to listen to negative information for to'eles, constructive purpose. However, it's not permissible to believe such information. Okay. So take precautions, but not to believe. One may act upon such information on the possibility that it might be true. So that's the famous example is what was his name? 1 second. Wow, the name escaped me. It's on 3rd of Tishrei. We have this fast. Right. So this great tzaddik, he said, no, I'm not going to believe, even though he was warned that somebody is about to kill you. Right. So he said, no, it's Lashon Hara. I'm not going to accept it. Okay. So which was absolutely wrong thing to do. Gedalia. Right. It is for this reason that the first precondition for speaking constructively is that one have to first hand the knowledge of the negative information he's conveying, right? So I think there's seven conditions, and one of them is first-hand information. So, but even we said before, even if it's not first-hand information, but it's we understand that this person's life or livelihood or his future can be in danger, so we're allowed to tell him, but you have to say explicitly that's a second-hand information. Okay. So, but okay. So if it's a real danger, since we cannot believe derogatory information as a fact, he cannot present it as to others as such. In this situation, in a situation where it is permissible to relate second-hand information, one is required to say that he heard it from others and could not be sure of its accuracy. So let's do it one more time, and we're going to explain. So one more time. It is for this reason that the first precondition for speaking constructively is one have first-hand knowledge of negative information conveying. Okay. Since one cannot believe derogatory information as a fact, he cannot present it as to others as such. So meaning, the person is just conveying information. I think that the problem, the responsibility, my personal opinion, right, is that should be on the listener. They're not allowed, to believe as a fact. The guy is a saint, so he's not going to stop every sentence and, you know what, I'm just saying. So you're not allowed to believe me. Nobody's going to do that. He just presents you with information, and it's the obligation upon us not to accept it as a fact. Since in a situation where it is permissible to relate second-hand information, so you just heard the rumors, it is allowed, right, in case of the danger, but you should present it as such. So I have not, I was not there. I have not right. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it, but somebody told me. So maybe it would be useful for you. Please double check. Don't realize the fact and stuff like that. So yeah, we're allowed to warn them. Stop here. 1 second. Okay, so we continue. Any questions before we start?
Rabbi?
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
There's a question on the board says, Shalom Kavarav. When we heard of constructive negative information, are we allowed to act upon just to be on the safe side, or should we at least try to investigate about it? Are we obligated to invest time in checking the validity of the information?
So, that's a very good question. That's a good question. So I would say you have to take precautions not to be a victim of this whatever, right, thing. And in the meantime, you can do your investigation. So one does not contradict the other. So if it's a real danger, so maybe it's going to take you, I don't know, until you ask the question, until the answer give you answers. So maybe it will be too late. So we're allowed to take precautions, right, and do investigation after that. Understand? So that's a proper. So there is no mitzvah to be stupid, basically. You heard the information, you act on it. Okay, of course we don't take it as a fact. We don't go like and tell others. But yeah. Okay. What else? Any other question?
Thank you, Rabbi. There's another question. It says, Shalom Kavarav. Can we accept as true what we hear is a ruling of a bed din?
So it's I would say that depends how you heard this ruling as a based in. So and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So many things that were said in the name of big rabbis, Rav Eliashiv Zatzal, Rav Chaim Kanievsky Zatzal, Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal, they never said it, never ever. Right? But people like to drop names, right, and say whatever they say. It's very, very common. So unless it came from official source, so or somebody very, very reliable, right, you're not allowed to believe. If it just like was somewhere on internet, right, in a chat, or there is like some Lashon Hara news websites, even though they're Jewish, does not mean anything. Okay, what else? All right, welcome. So let's continue. So I will continue with our topic that we started last time. It's chapter 9. And it's a very, very practical issue. Avoiding problems while washing dishes. Right? And especially it's a very, very pertinent if somebody has only one sink. Right, or have I don't know, even 2 sinks, but have like house help or somebody, relatives visiting, or I don't know, or friends trying to be helpful, right? During the meal or something, like after the meal, well, not on Shabbos. Let's say you went to the bathroom, you went to take care of something, and your guest of yours decided to be useful and decided to wash dishes. You understand? And he or she washed the dishes in the wrong sink with the wrong sponge, with the hot water. So I think it's very practical. Okay. Um, so we started the section A, and our topic was meat and dairy utensil washed together. And we'll look at the point number one, many scenarios, the relevant issues. Okay, so point number two, clean utensils washed together. Okay, if two clean utensils washed together in a hot yatzel bowl water, Halachah differentiate between Ben-Yomo utensils and not Ben-Yomo utensils. So before we continue, so let's just remind us. So yatzel bowl water meaning when the hand recoils. We said the temperature, it's like in Celsius is like 71 degrees or something. Yeah, here we go. So it's from 43 to 71 degrees of Celsius, and you see the difference is huge, right? And in Fahrenheit it's from 110 to 160. It's huge difference, a huge range from I guess this 110 it would be like bearable, but 160 it's too much, right? So the hand would recoil. Okay. So usually, as I said last time, usually people would, like, unless there were very big tolerance for heat, they would not be able to wash this dishes like without gloves or something, right? Okay. Unless we go by the lower range, and then yeah, it's possible to wash without gloves, and it's also going to be yatzel. So of course we're trying to go like stringently, but in case of need, so we can rely on lenience in case of the need. So let's do this scenario one more time. So we say a clean utensil washed together. If two clean utensils washed together in a hot yatzel bowl water, so that's last time we said that's when transfer of the taste occur, right? Halachah differentiate between Ben-Yomo utensils and non-Ben-Yomo utensils. Okay. The term Ben-Yomo refers to utensil that was used as Rishon. And commentators say if the utensil was only used as sheni, it is not considered Ben-Yomo. And B used within the 24 hours, and C used for either meat or dairy foods. However, if the utensil was not used, or it was used only for water or powdered food, during that period, is not considered Ben-Yomo. Okay, so let's read this introduction again, and we're going to try to understand what it says here, because it is basis for everything that we're going to say after that. So it says, okay, if two clean utensils were washed together in hot Ben-Yomo water. So here when they say utensil, most likely it's two pots or something, okay, were washed together. Right, just I apologize. So Halachah differentiate between Ben-Yomo utensils. So Ben-Yomo we're going to define, but before that we said Ben-Yomo is something that was used in the last 24 hours, right, for hot foods, of course. Ben-Yomo utensils and non-Ben-Yomo utensils. So after, as we said before, if utensil was not used for more than 24 hours, unless, as we said, it's knife or something, so there is most likely there is no issue whatsoever, because the taste spoils. It was like a clean utensil more than 24 hours, so it's the more lenient situation, which is simple. But what is not simple is Ben-Yomo. Okay, the term Ben-Yomo refers meaning Ben-Yomo meaning that it was used in past 24 hours, right? Refers utensil that was right, use the Rishon. So Rishon meaning the utensil that is itself used for cooking, right? That's a definition of Rishon. So that's why I said pots, right? So for example, if we say so in the commentary it says if utensil was used a kli sheni, is not considered Ben-Yomo. So meaning what, that if you transfer from your you have a hot soup, right? So you cook soup and then you transfer into your soup bowl. So it's a kli sheni, it's a secondary vessel. There is no problem whatsoever. Okay. So the problem only with in this Ben-Yomo with the kli Rishon, again, a vessel in which the food was cooked or warmed up to the hot temperature. Okay. So next one, B. Used within the previous 24 hours. So it's first condition. It was cooked in that utensil, to make it simple, right? Used within the last 24 hours. And C, used with either meat or dairy foods. So meaning the whole mixture of the taste is only when which is forbidden, dairy and with meat, right? Okay. However, if the utensil was not used, right, was not used for the last 24 hours, I'm just adding, right, or was used only for water of par foods, which is right in the last 24 hours, meaning the taste that it was before is no longer effective, right? For example, it was dairy pot, but then they cooked potatoes, right? Right, potatoes. So there is no problem. Okay. Food during that period is not considered Ben-Yomo. Okay. So all of this, if it was not used for 24 hours, it was if it was used for para foods, it's not Ben-Yomo, meaning there is no transfer of the taste. So all of these conditions not fulfilled. Okay, so let's see the commentary. All utensils are considered non-Ben-Yomo unless known to have been used in the previous 24 hours. So, and it's also, we said it before, it's like a great leniency, right, to rely upon. Meaning what, if, unless you know for sure that it was used in the past 24 hours, and so, I mean, it's easy to remember what we used in past 24 hours, so we assume it is not. Okay, so that's great leniency to rely upon. So scenario A. And it says Ben-Yomo utensil washed together. So Ben-Yomo, meaning that it was used for meat or dairy in the past 24 hours, and it's something was cooked in this utensil. And okay, all right. I mean, yeah, there are only three conditions. Okay, so again, Ben-Yomo utensil that washed together. When clean. Again, we're talking about clean, right? But even though we said clean, but we said that the taste absorbed into the walls, and it stays there for 24 hours, even if you washed it with the hot water, with a sponge, with a soap. Okay. So again, when clean Ben-Yomo meat or dairy utensil were washed together, okay, washed together. In a kli Rishon, washed together in a kli Rishon, a pot originally over the fire, containing hot yatz lettuce bob water, one confronts the issue with the not barnat discussed in chapter 3. There's a difference between Sephardic and Ashkenazic tradition regarding not barnat. So not barnat, meaning just, I mean, we're going over it again, but just to remind us, not barnat is from the walls of the utensil, in which we assume the taste was absorbed through the medium of liquid into another thing. That's not barnat. Okay, but we're going to go over, and there are some commentaries. Okay, so according to Sephardic tradition, initially one should not wash meat and dairy dishes together. However, if even Ben-Yomo utensil, clean meat and dairy utensil were washed together in a kli Rishon containing hot water, they are not affected. They're not affected, and may be used in original way. Ashkenazic tradition follows a more stringent approach that required all of the utensils be kosher. Okay, and there are commentaries on. There are many commentaries on the bottom. So let's do it again, and we're going to explain. So one more time. So Ben-Yomo utensil washed together, meaning that they were used in the same day. But you see, they say somehow washed together in like I assume the big pot in which they boil the water, and they say I don't know why not in a sink, but also said the sink also could be clear Rishon, but we're going to simplify the case. I mean, we're going to according to what he said. So meaning in some big pot, and then you put there a clean utensil that was used for meat, and clean utensil that it was used for dairy. Okay. So one more time. So it says when clean Ben-Yomo meat and dairy utensils were washed together. Okay, that's right. Washed together in clear Rishon. So a pot originally over the fire, containing hot lettuce bowl water. Okay. So I'm not sure why will they put in a pot that is over the fire, but we also said that this pot. I mean, we said it in different classes about Shabbos, right? Even if you take it this pot with hot water off the fire, since the water is still in that container in that pot, and the pot is very hot itself, so it's still considered to be clear Rishon and has potential to cook. Okay, so he said over the fire, but let's even simplify, like more lenient case, even off the fire. Okay. So commentaries say this is possible in 3 scenarios. Okay, here we go. A dairy utensil is washed with meat pot. No, okay, it's not explained. A meat utensil washed with a dairy pot. A dairy utensil washed in a meat pot. So one pot is big and other pot is smaller, and they put one pot inside of the other pot for whatever reason. Let's say there is no running water. I don't know. Let's just assume there is no running water, and they warm up the pot. They brought the water from the well, right? And they want to wash the dishes, right? So 3 scenarios: a dairy utensil washed in a meat pot. So meat pot is a bigger one, and they put clean, right? But it was used for meat in the past 24 hours. And these dairy utensils that also now clean, but it was used for dairy in the past 24 hours, like inside of this meat utensil. Okay, scenario B: a meat utensil washed in a dairy pot. Meaning dairy pot is big, and they boiled water, and now they put this meat utensil in the meat pot. Everything is clean. Okay. Or number C: both meat and dairy utensil are washed in a parif pot. Okay, so it's yeah. So they have parif pot, and they put meat or dairy and meat and dairy utensils. Okay. So that's our situation. Again, everything is clean. Okay. And water is above lettuce bowl. Whether it's on a source of the heat, not on the source of the heat, it's irrelevant. Okay. So one confronts with the issue, not bar not, discussed in chapter 3. So what is the problem? As we just explained, the problem that the taste from a wall of one utensil would go into taste into also another utensil, and they go into exchange the taste. That's the thing through the water. Okay, that's not but not. There is a difference between Sephardic and Ashkenazic tradition regarding not but not. So as we see many times, Ashkenazic tradition is stricter, right? It's stricter for whatever reason. People how great poskim decided the stricter, so people would be very careful. So if you give people too many leniencies, they would break things left and right, break the law. But if you make it stringent, so even sometimes when they're going to break the law according to this, so like after the fact, many times it is fine. You understand? So the more fences we have, so like after the fact, you can be more lenient. But if you go by a lenient opinion to begin with, so there is no way to back off, basically. Okay, so right. So according to Sephardic tradition, so it's upon Yorek Diyad 95.3. So it's Shulchan Aruch, right? Initially, one should not wash the meats and dairy utensils together. Okay, so Sephardic tradition said don't wash it together, unless one type is Non-Ben-Yomo. Okay, that's very interesting addition. They should not wash together. Again, we say clean. If it's not clean, it's understandable, right? Unless, as the commentators say, one of them Non-Ben-Yomo, meaning was not used for 24 hours. Continue. However, it's a Sephardic tradition. However, if even Ben-Yomo, clean meat and dairy utensil were washed together in a clear Rishon, so right, containing hot water, so everything is like in a very strict site, they are not affected and may be used in a regional way. Okay, so Sephardic tradition said, like after the fact, you wash it together, this meat pot in a dairy pot, or a dairy pot in a meat pot, or you had a pot of a big pot and you wash the meat and dairy, like again everything clean, but everything was used in the past 24 hours. So Sephardic tradition after the fact they say no problem. It's all based on their approach to not bar not. All right, taste transfer. Commentary. See Chaim chapter 38, who knows that it is meritorious for even Sephardic Jew to follow stringent opinion of Rema, cited below, and Kasher both utensils. Again, it's not requirement, but it's praiseworthy. So, and many times Shulchan Aruch said the Halachah is like this, but if you follow, but somebody who follows stringent opinion is going to be blessed. So basically, you do whatever you want. If you go by Shulchan Aruch, so like Shulchan Aruch said, or Rima said, Mishnah Brura said, right? Meaning that you're not obligated, but if you do so you just you're going to get yourself a blessing. Okay. So continue. Ashkenazic tradition follows the most stringent view. So according to Rema approach, and requires that all these utensils be kosher. So if they have like pots, it's easier. If it's not some things you're not allowed to kosher. We're going to get to it. Okay. So commentary. According to Ashkenazic tradition, it is not considered not bar not the hetera for two reasons. So not bar the hetera is a permission. So according to Ashkenazic tradition, there is no permission. Why? Two reasons. A, in the course of the washing, the utensil may have touched and absorbed taste directly from one another without medium of water. So it's very interesting idea. So meaning what? That not bar not by definition, it's taste from one utensil, from wall of one utensil into the walls on another utensil through the medium of water. But if they touch together, which is very, very possible. For me, it's like very practical, unless you have huge pot in which you wash, or for example, it stands on the bottom of the pot. Like for sure it touches. Okay, so they say like it's first reason because they touch each other. Okay, thus the taste is no longer not bar not the hetera, but not bar not the asura, But so there are two ways of not barnat which is allowed, and not barnat which is not allowed, right? Meaning when there is physical touch, not through the medium water, but when it's physical touch. Since the second transfer, for example, that the meat taste from the meat pot or to a dairy pan causes immediate formation of basar v'chalav, right? Since it was less than 24 hours, they touch each other, and taste from one went to another, right? That's the thing. And B, the meat and dairy taste mingle with each other directly in water, and immediately form basar v'chalav. So this like second reason is very tough. So what he is saying that since the water is very hot, so it's absorbed the taste from one utensil, from meat, and from the dairy. It's all mixed together in the water, and then this mixture already basar v'chalav, the mixture of meat and milk together, goes into one, goes into the other. So that's why Ashkenazic authorities say must kosher both of them, both of the utensils. Okay, so continue. So I guess Sephardic, why they go lenient, I'm just logically. So it's not the strong and it's not real taste, but it's aftertaste, this and that. So I mean, you can find leniency logically, but you go by your tradition. So you chose or you chose, or you born in the Sephardic custom. That's what you do. But I would ask the question, how is it Ashkenazi person is allowed to change his tradition, because he goes to leniency in many cases, right? So what is it I understand if somebody goes from leniency into stringency, I understand, right? But from stringency to leniency, that's there is something wrong, the way I see it, logically. Okay, so B. Okay, so scenario B. Non-Ben-Yomo utensil washed together. So I mean, it should be very simple. Non-Ben-Yomo meaning that they were not used for last 24 hours. Even this is meat utensil, this is dairy utensil. Okay. If either one of the clean utensil is not Ben-Yomo, so not Ben-Yomo, regarding the case where the only full night passes, see another place. Okay, so but let's say we go by straightforward case. I don't want to overcomplicate. Non-Ben-Yomo, 24 hours was not used, this utensil, and even one of them. So let's say we did not use this dairy pot for 24 hours, more than 24 hours, and the meat pot were used for within the 24 hours, and then now we want to wash dishes in it for whatever reason. So now we boiled the water in this meat pot, and now we put this clean dairy pot, which was not used during the 24 hours. Okay, that's the case. So either of them were not used for either one. Okay. Needless to say, two of them. The taste of non-Ben-Yomo utensil is stale and is no effect. Okay, so that's what we said before. That's leniency, right? So it's stale, meaning it is there. We never said it was removed completely, but it's not completely considered to be good taste, like taste of the meat or taste of the dairy. It's stale. Okay. So commentaries say, therefore, the taste of Ben-Yomo utensils also it has no effect, since it's now not by not the chatera, meaning that we can go leniently. Okay. Thus, basar v'chalav cannot be created, since either the meat or dairy taste is not viable. Okay, so that's our the only issue that that can be right is mixing meat and milk together. So that's what we're afraid of. But in this, since in one of them, doesn't matter which one of them, dairy or meat, the taste is spoiled. Is it what did they use? I forgot. Whatever, not good, not good taste. Okay, so the taste is spoiled. So basically, there is no even though there is not bar not, but it's it is permissible. Okay. The last common custom is to discard the water. Okay, very interesting. So water they spill out. Continue. Oh no, actually that's it. So I'm not sure how practical this example is. I mean, if you don't have running water, I would say yes. Right? Or why would you put a clean utensil one into another? I mean, we'll see. Maybe they give us some practical examples. So me, on the top of my head, I don't have any practical examples. Why would the scenario that we just described happen in real life? I don't know. Okay. Any questions on what we said before we continue? Yes, we have a question on the topic.
Yes.
Yeah,
on the board, first one says, do we consider ladle as clear Rishon and therefore can be counted as Ben-Yomo in this case?
What was that? Ladle?
Yep.
No. What's that? That's Let's take a step back since the person is ask this question. First of all, here discussion is a little different. It's a little different. Here is but let's answer the question. So the ladle, it depends how is it used, right? It's a thing that you take the soup from the pot and put it on and pour it into your soup bowl, right? So if you going to submerge there for leave it there for a long time, then the status of the ladle is going to be clearly shown. It is true, but nobody eats from that ladle, so it's in our case is irrelevant. But if you would pour the soup and put this ladle on a spoon rest, right? That's I think most of the people would do that. So it's going to cool down and it's going to be shiny, and our bowl is going to be shlishi, so the third vessel. But if you explain how is it relevant to our discussion, it would be a little easier for me, because it's not what we're saying. So when we say clearly shown, meaning that big pot that was on a fire or still on a fire, and we put there put the pot is used for opposite. So if that one, the big pot, is a meat pot, and we put there inside the dairy pot. Both of them are clean. And they both of them. First case was Ben-Yomo, right, which is of course much more stricter. And second that we just discussed was not Ben-Yomo, which is there is no transfer of the taste, not according to Ashkenazic, not according to Sephardic tradition. Okay, so if a person, please clarify how this is relevant to our discussion. Maybe you meant something else. Please let me know. Okay, what else? Oh, one second. I think maybe I'm getting it. So if the ladle was if the ladle was always submerged in this pot of the soup, even it was removed from the fire, and it became clearly shown, and then we tried to wash this. Oh, that's and then it is clean, but it was used I'm getting I'm not a prophet. You have to give more information, right? So then it is true. It is relevant. Yes, it is relevant because now this ladle is clearly shown for sure, and then you try to put this clearly shown into it's clean after it was clean, and you put it in the clean pot. Let's say dairy pot. Yeah, that's would be the case. Yes. Yes, that would be the case. So here we go. If it was not used for 24 hours, either one of them, there is no problem. So it is not barnat. It is a transfer through the medium of water, right? But we said it is permissible. But if it was Ben-Yomo, meaning it was used for on that day, so we say that we have to kosher, and we explain why, according to Ashkenazic tradition, but especially with the ladle. So if it's one part on another part, let's say I understand why we can be lenient. I mean, Sephardic people, why they can be lenient? Why? Because it's the bottom of the pot touches the inside of the another pot. Maybe there is no taste like from the bottom of the pot, but on the inside, I understand. But ladle, for sure, there is a totally different rule. Because for sure it touches like the surface that touches the food, that touches the other food purpose that touch the food. For sure, that would be the issue. Yes, I think even it's Sephardic lenient, so yeah, but it's good case. They got it. Very interesting. Like I would never think of it. Yes, but very good. Usually when we say clearly shown, we mean that it was the utensil in which it was cooked. Yeah, but this case, yes. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Princess, HaShem, thank you, Halachah. That's exactly what I meant.
Wow, that's very deep. Very deep. Okay.
Okay, so next question. Hey, this is in general about Kashrut, but not about what we spoke about today. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So let's leave it for later. I won't stay on the topic.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
There's more. I believe there's more questions about this topic specifically.
Okay, go ahead. Are there or not? Yeah, go ahead.
For what does it mean by washing two clean utensils together? How do we know if a utensil is clean versus not?
So that's a very good question. So let's look at this case that we just discussed in hypothetical. It's hypothetical. Maybe they're going to give us some examples. So I'm just trying to look ahead. I don't know. Maybe they're going to give us some practical examples, but the situation is like that. You know that this pot, the bigger pot. So I mean, for me it's easy to understand. One big pot and one smaller pot. So one big pot is clean. So how do you know it's clean? Because you pour water and you put it on the stove. You see, it is clean. Right, and second one, it is clean. How do you know it's clean? I mean, it looks clean and there is no residue. So you assume it is clean. Right, and plus there is a second very important point that we mentioned today. Unless you know specifically for sure that either of this utensil or both of them, no, forget about either, it's a different story. If both of these utensils were used in the past 24 hours, that's the issue. If you're not sure, so it's not an issue. So assume that it's not Ben-Yomo. So Ben-Yomo utensil only if you know that it was used for in the past 24 hours. If you're not sure, it was not. So I mean, otherwise, like people will drive themselves crazy. That's the way I see it. Okay, so and we can always rely on this leniency. If you don't know, so it would not Ben-Yomo. So again, right away we go into lenient side. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
And plus, I think if you put like in such a hot water, so you see that something is going to be like floating, some dirt, some like fat or something, even for daily use or with meat, you'll see. But if you put one clean utensil into another, so you're not going to see. Even though, as we say, the taste and transfer not by not, but it's on more on the halakhic level, not like physically. Like you would not be able to see this. Absolutely not. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we got just this question about this topic specifically. The rest we may leave them for the end of the class. It says,
okay.
Does Ben-Yomo or Non-Ben-Yomo utensil that is meat or dairy affect the sink it is washed in?
Yes, it does, of course. Of course. So this sink is also considered to be a utensil, right? And when you pour the water, like hot water, like for example, I give you this example of you cooked spaghetti, right? And you in the water, and then you have to pour the water. So this water is going to make this thing hummus, right? For sure, for Pesach use, for sure, right? That's the problem, right? Or you're cooking like meat, and you want some people, if it's what my wife explained, I'm not an expert, but sometimes she like, if meat is old, like a cow, whatever, she would pour the broth out because it's not good for whatever reason. It's not healthy. She explained me. Okay, so for sure this sink, it was cooked in a clear Rishon, and the sink became a clear Rishon for sure, for because it was poured from clear Rishon, so it absorbed the taste of meat for sure. So that's why we recommend, if possible, to get 2 sinks. Right? So even though they're going to be smaller, it's maybe not as convenient, but we would avoid many issues. And what I recommend to some people, so I said you try to like offer the landlord, so if you're renting, so you're going to install it for free. New, right? They have from 100 years old, and now you're going to install a new stainless. Don't be stupid. Install only stainless, right? And that's it, right? And for free. It's like, what is he's going to lose? It's opposite. If you move out, somebody comes and see the apartment and see this double sink. Everybody like, right? Everybody likes that. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. That's it. Could we continue? Okay, so let's continue a little more. So scenario number 3. Soiled utensil washed together. So I mean, I think in my mind, that would be the most common. Okay. So meaning you had some dishes in your sink, and mother-in-law comes and she start washing the dishes, like that's she's the boss of the house, right? She decided to help you a little, right? So soiled utensil washed together, that's a big one. If the utensil were not inspected for cleanliness, they are assumed to have been soiled. So that was actually the question before, how do you know it was clean? I mean, you saw that it was clean. But if you did not see that it's clean, like especially when you put like it's a limited area, right? You have one pot full of clean water, and you put another pot. So if the water is not dirty, so I assume like they're clean, right? But here, if you're not sure that they're clean, right? So they're actually dirty, especially in the sink, right? So one more time, if utensils were not inspected for cleanliness, they are assumed to have been soiled. Okay. Both utensils and the basin in which they were washed absorb basar v'chalav taste. That's the problem. So even the basin, the sink, absorb basar v'chalav taste. So now we have to kosher. We cannot use this thing. Okay. So basar v'chalav taste and must be koshered. This is true even if only one of the utensils was soiled. A Rav must be consulted. I'm not sure what does it mean. So, I mean, if both of them soiled, one with dairy, one was meat, it's understandable. So one more time, this both utensils and the basin in which they are washed. So basin, maybe they don't think it's like a sink. Basin, maybe they mean like a utensil in which these dishes were washed. Okay. So absorb basar v'chalav taste, mixture of the taste, right? And must be koshered. Okay. So both of them and plus the basin. Sink, sink also would absorb. So continue. This is true even if one of the utensils were soiled. What is the commentary? If only one utensil was soiled and the other was not Ben-Yomo, then okay. The non-kosher utensil, the non-Ben-Yomo utensil may be permitted. If only one utensil was soiled and the other was not Ben-Yomo, so one utensil was dirty and second utensil were like used more than 24 hours ago, so meaning it's clean and it's not going to have a different taste. So the non-Ben-Yomo utensil may be permitted. So I mean with that soiled utensil, there is no problem to begin with because it gave out the taste, right? But this non-Ben-Yomo, there is no problem. Okay. So it's very interesting. So let me quickly see what time is it. Okay, so let's do one more and we stop. So one more. Utensil wash successively. Okay. So not meaning not at the same time, but I guess in the same basin. So that's the thing. If clean Ben-Yomo utensil, if clean Ben-Yomo dishes, meaning that were used in that day, were washed one after another in the same water, all poskim agree that even the second utensil need not be kashrut. The commentaries say regarding the use of the water. So maybe the water is not good, but they say there is no problem. If the utensils were not clean, a Rav should be consulted with regard to the second utensil. So for first utensil, there is no problem. So the problem only with the second. Regarding the second utensil, the first utensil is unaffected in any case. I mean, we understood it's clear. I mean, even though it was dirty, right? But the water initially was clean, right? So first you say, let's say you washed this meat utensil, dirty one, and then the dirty dairy utensil. Okay, so there's no problem whatsoever with the first one, but second one or a sack, right, or other that you wash in that water would have an issue. So commentaries say if the first dishes were washed with detergent, the second dishes need not to be koshered. So basically, because this detergent actually kills the taste, and we said it before, but it's the first time they say something about detergent, right? All right, no problem. I think we can stop here. And okay. So let's see. Do we have any questions on what we said? Yes, let's go ahead.
Okay. questions in regards to this topic. Say about the question of the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend says, can we use dish basin instead?
I mean, the original the discussion was about the dish basin, yes. But we assume it is a part of or something. I mean, even the dish basin. I mean, it is possible. It is possible that if you have only one sink, and you use for example, sink you use for paref and meat utensils, for example, and dish basin you use for daily. So it is possible, and then you pour the after you wash this dishes, so you pour the water, let's say in a restroom or something. So it would be like possible, like workable condition.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
This friend says, does this mean it would be good to have 2 dish soaps, one unscented for washing vegetables and one scented for getting rid of taste?
No, it's not about scent. I mean, scent is for people, right? The formula of the detergent is the same. It's soapy. It's like even if it smells good, you try to lick it and it's going to be disgusting. in either case, it's just a smell. It's only smell. So either one, scented or non-scented, whatever you want to use, doesn't make any difference.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so may we switch to...
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I believe many of them are still related to Kashrut.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
So, okay, the little one. For converts, are we allowed to follow Sephardic custom, but be stringent in laws of Kashrut and act according to the Ashkenazic custom in order to get blessings?
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you're never going to lose if you go by stringency, and that's why one of the point when I tell people, when I ask they want to switch the custom. So like Baruch Hashem, none of my students switch the custom. I'm me personally, I'm very proud of it. So just stick to whatever you have. Like the problem is not with the nusach. It's not. The problem is much deeper than that. So work on a real problem, not on. So, and even if you're a Sephardic and you want to go stringency, you're going to get blessing. What is it? It's not only Ashkenazic authority. There is a Sephardic authority that say the same. But the bottom line, somebody said, some big rabbi said it's we can go leniently. So, but if he goes stringency, for sure he's covered. There's no need to change custom or anything. Right. So. You're welcome. So the problem is when people are trying to go opposite direction, and from the stringency they go to leniency. That's huge issue. Not only small but huge issue. Right. And all of the people that I personally know that try like all of this thing that they did not. First of all, they don't have rabbi because of their huge ego. Who is going to tell? Who is good enough to tell me what to do? There is no such a person alive. Maybe Moshe Rabbeinu, but he's dead, and even Moshe Rabbeinu said you have to have a rabbi, and if you don't want to be cursed, but that's the thing. So like to go from stringency to leniency, it's a big issue. Okay. What else? You're welcome.
Next question. Shalom Aleichem Kol Rav. Thank you for your question. It Since the Ashkenazi minhag is more stringent, is there any issue for Ashkenazim to eat with Sephardic?
Not in this case. I mean, so this is, as we see, it's only exceptional case. So if you know that person is God-fearing person, most likely this thing would not happen. And even if it did happen, and they did not kosher, so after the fact you can assume that taste is no longer there after like 24 hours. Understand? So there is some leniency to permit it after the fact.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
For soiled meat utensil washed with Non-Ben-Yomo clean dairy utensil, is one obligated to wait for 24 hours to use a dairy utensil for dairy again?
Again, it was a Non-Ben-Yomo clean dairy utensil and dairy no, 1 second. The taste is going to transfer. I think you have to kosher because one was dory for sure. If one was dory, so that the taste from a dory one is going to go into clean one. So even though it's a little different. It's this question is not what we discussed now, but what we discussed before. So now this utensil, what we discussed today is a mixture of basar v'chalav taste, meaning mixture of meat and milk together. And we said even in water it mix. It was from one utensil going to another, from another going to from second to one, from from one to two, from two to one. So that's the issue. But in this case, one is if it was not used for more than 24 hours, we can consider halachically that is part of utensil, because whatever is dairy, it's not dairy, it's garbage. Right, so let's say it's part of it, but now this utensil, when it was washed with this dory meat utensil, so it's no longer part of it. It has the taste of the meat. You understand? So you would not be allowed to use it with dairy. That's the issue. It's a different issue. If you want to use it with meat, yeah, there is no problem. But we would need to kosher that utensil. If you want to use it with dairy, that is the thing. I mean, continue using with dairy.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Okay, for chametz in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Given we always use detergent, why don't we consider the chametz taste as spoiled, and therefore no need to kosher the sink for Pesach?
That's an amazing question. That's absolutely amazing question, and technically we should not. But since the Pesach is such a strict laws, so there is no for Pesach there is no leniency. There is no bitul. So like a bitul nullification. So usually nullification means on biblical level, if majority. So if you have 51% of permissible, 49% of forbidden, so it's allowed. But our rabbis, of course, they institute stringency. So it's 60 to 1. And if it's truma, for example, you need 100 to 1. And if it's what is it when orla, I think it's 200 to 1 or truma 200 to 1. So but there are some ratio on that it can nullify, right? But with chametz there is no nullification, even 1 to 1,000. So that's the thing. So we are afraid that even though you let this sink stay for 24 hours, like you not touch, right? And then you wash. Let's say I'm going to like with the most stringent approach, right? So you washed it. You opposite. You washed with detergent. That's it. So you let it stay for 24 hours. So technically, there should not be any issues with the kashers. But we still, since the Pesach is such a strict holiday, right? So we still kosher. But this kosher in the sink, I mean, I'm not sure if it's in this book. I think it is. I think it is. I mean, I'll look at table of contents like some time ago. I think it is. Or just kosher in general. It's a procedure that takes exactly, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. So you just boil the kettle with right, and you pour like on top. You go in a circle motion and from top to bottom with the hot like boiling water, and that's it. You're done. So like why wouldn't you do it? So you understand. So it's very simple. Same as a countertop. So if you have a stone countertop, it's very simple. You do exactly the same. Even even with countertop is even more leniency. Nobody eats from a countertop. Like no, okay, maybe you're going to put on countertop. You're going to put piece of bread. You like tomato, whatever, like raw. I don't know, meat. I don't know if people put on a counter. No, I mean whatever. Some cold like cold things. Nobody is going to put on a countertop like a hot piece of meat. Nobody would do that. Nobody put like hot things on a countertop, so it's going to like absorb the taste. Even if you have a pot, you don't put it on the countertop. You put it on this like something like on a block or something, like on a metal. I forget whatever they call it, right? But not directly on a countertop. So technically there is no issue whatsoever. You just wash it because whatever contact it was with the chametz, right? It was with the cold chametz, right? But even in this situation, we kasher the countertop. So if it's stone, the same procedure. You just wash it with the soap. You go with the hot water. Put towels, paper towels, or whatever on the bottom. And that's it. It's clean. You don't have to cover. You don't have to do anything. It is kosher 100%. You understand? But if you have formica, or you have wood, or you have some other material that is absorbent, right? Like if you have stainless steel, for example, I don't know. If there is such a thing, yeah, there is no problem. You kosher same as a stone. But if you have other materials like we just mentioned, that would be an issue. So since they're absorbent, there is no way for you to take the taste out. So you have to cover with something. I mean, you wash it and you cover it. That's it. So to be on the safe side, just with regular paper, with plastic, whatever you cover. But technically, yes, if you just wash it with detergent, everything, like you kill the taste for sure. And chametz, just definition, remind us definition of chametz, something that dog is going to eat. So try to give your dog whatever you wash with detergent. Right? He's not going to look at you at you again if you're going to offer this food. Right? It's terrible, disgusting. Right? So it is not chametz, but we're going like in this specific holiday, we're going with the stringencies. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Friend says, thank you, Ladle.
You're welcome.
Okay, so next question. How far removed must the dairy product be to no longer be considered dairy? For example, proteins or amino acids or calcium pills, which are derived from a dairy product.
See, I would need to hear a specific example. Usually they're cold and there is like they're not washed together or not being eaten together in a soup or something. So there is no problem technically, right? Remove, but we would not eat it together with meat, right? So for example, if in a peel form, and you need to take this pill. So take this pill with water or something, and then you're allowed to eat meat meal right after that. There is no problem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So for us, it's all basically it's all daily.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, next question says, Shalom Kulav. I wonder if we need Kasher or rice and wheat flour if they are not grew in the United States.
So on the rice and wheat flour, I think so. So I mean, they use something for preservatives, some kind of gases. Whatever they, yeah, we would need Kasher. Flour for sure. We don't know what they use for bleaching that flour. So most of the flour bleached. So we would not use anything without Kasher.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I have this question about detergent.
Mm-hmm.
Since it has this effect that it kind of sort of nullifies the taste on the utensils, I was wondering, would it be possible to have just one dishwasher if we remove the hot coil that comes within, and then we just plug it to the cold water pipe in order to just kind of to rinse it, to in the second stage of the whole thing of washing the utensils.
Mm-hmm.
If it's all done with a bunch of detergent and just cold water, would this be allowed?
I don't think so, because it's not only about detergent. It is about that there could be some pieces. Like first of all, with a cold water, I mean, you're saying rinsing, but it's too many moving parts, right? So if you try to wash dishes with only cold water, there is a problem. It's not going to wash completely, right? So for example, sometimes you need to wash something like on Shabbos because for whatever reason, with the cold water without sponge, for sure we would rewash it after that. Or even on Yom Tov, whatever we had to wash, like maybe wash a little extra just in case. So since it was done even with the warm water but without sponge, it's that washing is not washing, so I have to rewash it. So I would say don't do it. Even with the cold water.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, next question. I'm wondering, of a modesty issue of a woman sleeping or laying down in a public area. For example, if one is stuck in a layover overnight and cannot leave the airport, is a woman allowed to lay down and sleep? What about napping in one's car or laying down in a blood donation bus? But get your blood taken, but it's in front of other men.
That's the problem. So what is the problem? The problem is that a person does not control themselves when they sleep. Right, when a person sits down or just right, so he or she controls themselves, how the body positions. But when they sleep and they're not, they can touch themselves or something like, and everybody would see. That's not appropriate. So it's better not to donate blood or not to be like in this kind of situation. Try not to. Basically, that's the thing.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. So our friend's asking, Shankular, can we buy bonsais? bonsai, this plant.
What is the downside? What could be an issue?
Yeah, our friends typing already.
Okay, so yeah, we need explanation. Maybe it takes, I don't know, maybe it takes a very long time to take care of it, maybe. But let's say if a person wants to listen to the Torah lecture, take care of this bonsai tree, there is no problem. Right? It's better than watching news or internet or many other activities. That's for sure. Much healthier exercise, like or habit, than many other things, for sure. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi. So, in the meantime, I was wondering about this issue with this guy, Santa Claus. So he's preaching this stupid idea that we know that supposedly God needs people, has shalom.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if he somehow manages to, I don't know, entice someone to fulfill mitzvahs. Would the mitzvahs of this person be considered as if they were abomination to HaShem because of the intention? Because all these people would start like fulfilling mitzvahs, like thinking that they're doing God a favor. So I was thinking, what would be the case here?
Mm-hmm. So that's our Talmud is saying. So if somebody is doing the mitzvah not for the purpose of the mitzvah, not lishma, not for the sake, for the mitzvah sake itself, meaning because Hashem said so, don't stop and don't rebuke him. Why? Because when a person does a mitzvah, he gets reward. What is the reward? Another mitzvah. And maybe like he would want to do more. And the more the person does, maybe Beezrat Hashem, he start studying, and then you see that all of these people, your former students, teacher, clowns, and that's what I see. Like I hear, like many times from other people that in the beginning they went to shul and everybody excited to help the new guy, and everybody dropped their siddur and then say, yeah, look, very nice to see. Like let me tell you the pages, and I was told many times the person like so excited to help you, he would take the siddur, you like in the middle of Shmas, and take the siddur. No, that's not where we are. And he would open the page on the right. Here we go. Here, you see, you hear the whole congregation is here. So like of course they're not the real teachers, and people start whoever is serious. Right? They start learning, and after sometimes they overgrew their teachers, but they had to start somewhere. You understand? I don't think he promotes anybody to do any mitzvahs. So because of one of the things I did not do these clips, but one of the basic ideas of Chabad is Rebbe said in one of the speeches that the era of Teshuvah is over. He said so, right? And it's now era of Chesed, kindness, loving kindness. So basically, you're not obligated to do anything. So they usually not promote like, okay, if you want to do, you do, but you're a big tzaddik. If not, you're a good guy. You're a good Jew. You understand? So to say that somebody would do something, I mean, if a person would start and then continue, and then one mitzvah brings another mitzvah, so yeah, that's would be like a good start for, and then it's going to bring a Beezrat Hashem person to do a mitzvah for the sake of the mitzvah, Beezrat Hashem. You're welcome.
So if somehow this guy manages to inspire someone to connect to the mitzvahs, and this person ends up doing mitzvahs regardless of the intention, is this guy still going to be rewarded for
Yes,
that?
I mean, yes. So Hashem does not discriminate. So if somebody deserves something, right, something good, he's going to get something good. If he does not deserve, so he's going to get something bad. But you see, this guy, this clown, he's actually on a peak of his popularity. Why? Because Hashem is paying him in this life. For sure. So he's saying nonsense that normal 3-year, like the third grade person, like a guy knows. Like it's so obvious that whatever he says is not true. So, but the audience wants to eat it, right? And he's getting reward from these clowns, unfortunately. So in my mind, so I don't see, not only in my mind, but I don't see these people so innocent. They wanted to be mistaken. They were looking for this for this kind of speech. Even it does not make sense. You understand? Even logically it does not make sense. But they were looking for easy way out, and they got it. Okay. Are they going to be able to blame everything on him? Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So we got a few more questions, but I'm gonna read the one that is related to the bonsai thing. Already clarified. It says, since it's forbidden to stop their natural growth, and people in modern cities don't have big outdoor patios, and it's preferable not to go outside because of the vicious streets, even if we don't speak to anybody. I wonder if people should be allowed to buy these little trees. Thank you very much, Kodava.
I don't see any issue. It's not like you're restricting. It's not like you're killing. So the problem with the plants, I would say it's a kilaim, right? Kilaim is a mixture of the species. You don't have a mixture of this. You don't well, what is this word? Graft. You don't graft one to another. It's the same tree. There is no problem whatsoever. And plus, it's not like you're taking the big tree and you're trying to grow bonsai from there. I don't think it's. I mean, maybe it's going to work for you, but it's going to take you many years. So the way I understand about this, the whole art of bonsai, they buy it like a ready tree, like it was like I don't know 5, 10, whatever years, and they like continue to work and to develop it. Continue to take care of it, so it's not like any restriction. So the restriction, the way I understand, they just creating a form of it, but the tree does not suffer. It's not. So I actually haven't been to a botanical garden that we have here for many years, but we used to go like kids were small, right? So we would go like often, like a lot, right? And the one pavilion there with the bonsai trees, like, and it's unbelievable. I would spend, I don't know, a lot, like, I don't know, maybe not hours, but a lot of time. Just look at this, it's unbelievable what Hashem created and people developed. Some trees like 100 years, 150 years, like small trees, right? It's unbelievable, absolutely. So they have, I don't know, it's only a local collection. I don't know how many, 20, 30, 50 trees. No, not even 50, I don't know. But it's unbelievable how beautiful they are. Yes. So of course, if you have a choice to take care of this tree and listen to lecture or go to outside, there is there's no question. Of course, you must do it. Buy a second one as well. Get busy, yes. And plus, yeah. Sorry, I just want to add, it's actually good therapy for people who went through abuse, and people who have a low self-esteem, who said, no, I'm a loser and I cannot do this, like nothing, like my mother told me, like unfortunately I was trying to help one person, like he was even older than I, right? And he grew up, he's youngest of the three sisters. So these three sisters, I don't know, like not Jewish, right? So they like were abusing this guy, little guy. He's a nice, the sweetest guy, and these three sisters. I don't know, they older, like I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years old, like they're older than him. They were beating him up like constantly, regularly, like teasing him. So he was, he's like. So right, so in all of these cases when people when like have a low self-esteem and went through abuse, so this when they try to plant something and when it grows, it's like helps them a lot with psychologically see like go like all this barrier that no, I'm not the loser as my sister told me, I'm not the loser as my mother told me. This vicious mothers and vicious father, I don't know what they're gaining by like treating their children like that. Right, or spouses sometimes crazy. I don't know. Just get divorced and you don't have to abuse each other. So basically, but for people, it's a good therapy. For sure, it's great to grow something, to take care of it. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, this upcoming question, I've always wanted to find out about this too. It says, is Feng Shui Avodah Zarah? If a place is designed based on Feng Shui, are we allowed to enter it?
I didn't get the word. Is what Avodah Zarah? What is it?
Feng Shui.
What is it?
It's the placement of the furniture in certain ways inside a room in order to, allow the energy, so to speak, to flow. This is like an Asian concept, actually.
Is it Avodah Zarah? But do they worship something, or they just say it's a good energy?
No, it's not connected to worship anything. As far as I know, I don't know if it derives from Buddhism or whatever, but it's just about energy. That's pretty much it.
If it's about energy and they not worship the energies, so I think that there is no problem. Right? I don't think so.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question to the left. If someone is in the wine business, do they get a part of the mitzvah when people say kiddush? Or if they sell challah or matzah, do the sellers involved in these businesses get extra mitzvahs that came out of the products they sold?
No, there's no extra mitzvah because exactly the keyword they sold it. They gave up the right. You understand? If you would give somebody wine for free, for example, you have a poor person, and you bought challah for that poor family. Yes, so you have a part of the kiddush, right? Without you, it would not be possible. But if they gave you money, they bought all of the rights on this wine and or on this challah with the money. There is no mitzvah. But I guess maybe mitzvah like of chesed, like you made people happy that you did not charge like outrageous prices for good quality wine. So maybe in this like you did kindness to people, right? So sometimes before the holiday, before the Pesach, they make like prices on chicken like 3 times more meat, like 2 times, like ridiculous prices. It does not make sense. Whatever they do, it does not make sense. It's just to get rich. Period. You understand? And like in olden days when we have we lived in the small communities, in shtetls, basically or in towns. There was a main rabbi in a town. in the town, and he was like a judge and a king in some sense, right? If he was a strong personality. So it was said on one occasion, so like it was before Holiday. I don't remember which holiday was it. Maybe I guess maybe Rosh Hashanah, because on Rosh Hashanah there's a custom to eat sheep's head or fish head, right? So we want to be in the head, not in the tail, stuff like that. So this fish merchant decided to raise the prices, double, triple, 5 times. There are only two or three of them. Okay, go buy fish, right, from somewhere else. So, and it was reported to this rabbi, and this rabbi said, look, go back to your stores, lower the prices what it was before you this craziness. If not, if somebody is going to report to me that you did not lower the prices, I'm going to make a announcement. No fish on this no fish on this holiday is allowed. That's it. So meaning that you're going to you're going to lose out on this. So you understand? So they're not allowed to do the expression price gouging, right? To create price because there is demand. It's not right. Okay. So and now Halachah 16%. 16% is normal, like above the market price, but otherwise it's too much. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. To love as our first marriage guaranteed to be our soulmate, what if we get married again?
So it is okay. So that's so this question was is actually based on a statement in the Talmud. In the Sota is the second page, I think. Right. So it says that when wife and her husband are together, so and they intimately, so this angel Lila comes to HaShem with the seed and said, what is going to be? He's going to be rich, he's going to poor, because he'll be a nice looking other girl, boy, like what is going to be, right? And HaShem decides. Actually, about the gender, I'm not sure. So because it says you can pray for a gender until the 40th day. So meaning that the gender might change. After the 40th day of pregnancy, you're not allowed to pray any longer. Why? Because it's a wasted prayer, right? You're not allowed because it is already fact. Even though it's not fact, it's not known to you, but it is a fact. Right, but at least and at that point decided. So it's not told to us, but it is decided who is going to be a future spouse of this person. But of course, people have a freedom of choice. So it was on that day, and even if the spouse is not born yet, maybe she's going to be three years younger than him, or 5 years, or whatever age difference. Right, and but HaShem, of course, for him, future, past, present, it's all the same. So he already decided. But when the time comes and for him to marry, and he did meet his spouse, and like a future, like that person who destined was that for him when he was, let's say, 19 years old. But he decided, I'm not ready. I want to live life. I have to finish this college and that college, and go mountain climbing, so diving. I don't know, whatever. All of these things, right? She was there. She was available. It's a perfect match. But he did not do anything because we have a freedom of choice. And then when the time came, he was 25 or something, and he met somebody else. Was not his shidduch, but because of his choices, right? Choices. That's the shidduchs that he was deserving, because he he went down, let's say, and on his level out of 10, let's say he was on level 3.5, and she was also 3.5. They deserve each other, so they got married, and maybe she advanced or he advanced, and now it's not working out. So was it predestined from the time of when the parents were together? No, but it's the change. Right, and in second Gemara it says that a person is getting spouse based on his achievements. You understand? So in the first case it says it was predestined, and second in his achievements. Why? Because that one from original match, like she was Sarah Emena, she was on level 9.5. So to give her to this loser 3.5, it was not fair. That's now how HaShem operates the world. He was not deserving that his match. You understand? Was she there in the world? Yes. Did she know him? Yes. Maybe they met even, but it was not. It's not going to happen because of our choices, and that's what the second Gemara is. So a person gets the spouse based on his choices. So in second time when person gets married, so many times it's exactly what he deserves. He developed himself. That's what it is. The best example from what we're saying is actually Bathsheba. So Bathsheba was destined to David from the time of creation. You understand? So it was his wife, but because of the choices, because of the circumstances, she went to another person. But technically, she was destined to him, right? And at the end, right? She went. They united. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I was wondering about this issue of soulmate. Does this apply equally for both Jews and non-Jews? Like, do Jews get their soulmate as well?
I'm not sure. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure. But for non-Jews, it's a little easier. So if they decided to live together, and they decided today on a permanent basis that they're going to live together, even though 2 weeks later, 5 weeks later, or 10 years later, they decided to change their mind. So there is no actual marriage. So I'm not 100% sure. So I don't want to say.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. So another question in regards to this, being in the business, in the wine business. My friend says, if someone offered a reduced price for people willing to share the merit, would they then get a share of the mitzvahs?
I mean, I'm not sure how technically is going to work. Like they would have to agree. Usually, like people don't buy the wine from the wineries; they buy from the store. So it's like it was sold through the store. So I'm not sure, like how practically it's going to work. So I know that I think Rabbi Mizrahi Shlita said that one of his students, he had this store, like Israeli cafe or something, restaurant, and so many people would not say Birchas Hamazon. Maybe it was pizza place, I don't remember. So he said whoever is going to say Birchas Hamazon out loud would get a discount. So I don't know, like $1 or $2 discount. So everybody likes discounts. And then plus you do mitzvah. So in this case, yeah, whatever. So of course you say blessings. I mean, since he ate the food, so some people like when they do not know halachas, they may make many mistakes. So he's not obligated to bless the owner of the place. So if you paid for your food, you're not obligated to bless the owner of the place. If somebody bought you food, right, or he paid for the food, so yeah, it's proper for you to bless a person whose food you have eaten. You understand? But if not, if if it's in his house, let's say it's in his house, but I bought the whole food to me and other person like share, we bought the food, so we're not obligated to bless him, right? So right, just because we use his table, no. Yes, but anyway, so because this person encouraged other with the money, it's a little bribe, but for sure he got a blessing. That's I think a very good example. He said, whoever say Birchas Hamazon out loud, right, and properly, so I'm going to give them discount. Come for a rebate. First a person would pay, and come after that for rebate, cash rebate, which is a very good thing.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Jean Beezrat. Rabbi mentioned the immodesty of sleeping in a vehicle. If it isn't financially responsible for us to rent a dwelling, and we are single, considering how we spend Shabbos, is it better to camp in the forest or to work more and spend most of our income on renting a bed in a house with secular people who do not respect Shabbos? Or is it idolatry to live outside of the community for the sake of keeping our money?
I mean, it's very unusual question. So let's do again, but in parts. I'm not sure. So maybe I'm missing that. So person does not have a place to live. Is it the case? So the choice is to sleep in a car or not. I mean, please explain.
Yes, I believe the whole issue revolves around this. But it says, Halachah mentioned the issue of modesty, sleeping in a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So the question starts like this: if it isn't financially responsible for us to rent a dwelling, and we are single, consider how we spend Shabbos, is it better to camp in the forest or to work more and spend most of our income on renting a bed in a house with secular people who do not respect Shabbat? That's the part.
I mean, both of this. Of course, a single man or single lady, needless to say, should not camp in a forest. That's out of the question. So to live in a vehicle or to I mean, in a vehicle also, like people can break in. Like it's also, forget about modesty, like it's physical danger. But some homeless person would see somebody sleeping in a car, a single lady, beautiful lady. So what do you think is going to happen on somebody drug users or something? Right? So like at night, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to pass by, or they will try to open the car and take advantage. It's very dangerous to sleep outside. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's too difficult situation. So I would say get yourself a job or something and live in a house. I guess with secular people who does not respect Shabbos, it's much safer, like for physical safety, than sleep in a vehicle. So unless there is also not safe with them, that's a different story. But if they just secular, just non-Jews even, if they do not care, maybe like that's would be more preferable than sleep outside. That's for sure. Too dangerous.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next part of the question trying to use the word idolatry, but it says, or is it idolatry to live outside of the community for the sake of keeping our money?
I mean, idolatry uses. I mean, it's so I guess we were talking about Jewish community, so it's proper to live in community and pray to HaShem, so He send us some jobs, so we would be able to pay for our income, for our lodgings. Well, that's we have to follow the normal way of the world. What people do? What people do? They go to work and get salary and pay for their apartment, or even shared apartment, like even the room, like right, with the roommates, right.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So basically, the money were given to us to spend, not to collect, right? So if Hashem sends you money, so of course it's proper to take care of yourself and pray to Hashem to send you even more money. I mean, it's not about money, but it's about parnasa. So you say, for example, I'm a single lady, let's say. That doesn't matter how old I am, right? Doesn't matter. Like it's dangerous for me to sleep. Hashem, I need some parnasa. I need some what is it? A job or something. So of course He's going to provide. He's not like. It's something is going to come up, and especially if you're part of the Jewish community, so everybody everybody knows everybody. Somebody would need somebody, for hire somebody for a job. They know somebody who is hiring. They can send your resume. That's it. Then you can get a job in no time. Okay, what else?
Rabbi.
You're welcome. And especially, I think for a single lady, it's very simple to get a babysitting jobs, even live-in babysitter, right? They go give you an apartment in a basement or something, and that's it. You don't have to really sleep outside. You don't have to sleep anywhere. Babysitter is very in demand, and they actually good pay. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Your friend says, yes, I just moved to a new state from another state, and I came from living in Mexico City, says our friend. Okay, so I got lost on the questions. Okay, next question is on Torah. Rabbi Reuben Shlita explained that yoga exercises are not kosher since they are connected to Avodah Zarah, but there is a new type of massaging the face for avoiding aging. That's called yoga face. Is it still forbidden because of the name they decided to put in it? Thank you, Rabbi.
No, I don't. It's only the way I see. It's only like for commercial reasons. That's it. Unless you have to I don't know, what is it? Meditate to these gods or something. Otherwise, if it's only massage, some exercises, there's no problem whatsoever. Right, so in this yoga, so you have to connect to this, the way I understand, to the spirits. So and they actually worship the spirits, whatever is it. So that's the issue. But if you just do everything that is connected to this yoga, since the core is a spirituality, so that's the whole exercise. It's like to connect to that spirituality. That's why it becomes forbidden. But here I think it's only for marketing.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question to Rav. If someone was in the parking lot business,
Mm-hmm.
would they be able to collect money from the machines that are all automatic, made on Shabbos, meaning this money?
If person he opens a parking lot, and there is some kind of meters that people paid, right, with the thing. So are you allowed to use the money from Shabbos? I think so. You can use for, because it's this money mix actually. So if you don't take money every day, right, there is no problem whatsoever, right? I mean, because this money are mixed with money that are not used on are not made on Shabbos. So the same would apply. So I would give you maybe better example on the vending machines, right? On vending machines, so you put there like chips or soda or candy bars, whatever you put, so they operate 7 days a week, 24 hours for sure. So you don't have intention that all of this merchandise was sold on Shabbos, and you don't know whether it was on Shabbos sold or not. So you don't know. So same is this thing, right? So it's all automatic.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. We don't have problem in giving others compliments, but our personality is feeling uncomfortable when being complimented, unless it's from someone we highly respect, because we consider our accomplishments or accomplishment as the obligation of fulfilling our potential. Is this a healthy mentality? What should we be aware of with this type of personality?
So I mean, if other people want to compliment us, there is no problem whatsoever. So I actually you like it's act of chesed, it's act of kindness on from the other side. So don't stop if somebody wants to do something good. So you have to accept it. So if somebody Rasha is going to compliment you like bless you, that's we know from Rivka, right? So when Rivka was living living her house, so the family bless you, let her be like the mother of the thousands and hundreds, like tens of thousands, and the blessing of this Rishon, even though her mother and her brother, it was actually cursed, so she was barren. She became barren, like after this blessing. You understand? But in general, when people don't wish you anything bad, yeah, they like. Of course, you try and develop yourself, so but let them compliment. There is no problem whatsoever. It's you if you don't feel uncomfortable, so look at it. It's for them. It's not for you. It's for them to learn how to be appreciative. Right, and a person who is appreciative to other people, and then he or she learns what HaShem does for them, it's much simpler for them to be appreciative to HaShem. You understand? But if people are ungrateful, which is to other people who did something like tangible for them, so it's only a matter of time. I would say it's only many of time when a person is going to be ungrateful to HaShem. So help that person. So when you accept this compliment from other person, that he or she acknowledge whatever you do, so you're actually doing kindness to that person, and it develops in their character that person to be grateful to in one day. Hopefully he or she is going to be grateful to HaShem as well because of you, because you did not reject, right?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
It's a whole new approach about compliments that I had no idea about. Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. It's a very good question.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. So I think there's. Okay, so I have this question about shidduch and soulmates.
Okay,
So this is not something that I kind of read in any book or something. This is something that I have seen, but I'm pretty sure this is kind of written somewhere in, I believe, some Kabbalistic book or something. Because people like to delve into these things very often. And it's the issue of names. I have seen, for example, people that got into, I don't know, got married with a certain person with a certain name, then they get divorced, and then the second person that they marry have the same name, or perhaps a relationship that was supposed to be, I don't know, succeeding with flying colors, it ends up, I don't know, failing, and this person goes and marries someone with the same name as the former partner. I've seen this a bunch of times, actually, even in my own family. So I was wondering, what's the connection here with, say, the compatibility of names between people? What would be the case here?
I mean, I heard it also, but it's not so. I never forget. It was many years ago. So one guy, not Shomer Shabbos, intermarried. He had this business of he has huge restaurant on a main street, main street, like facing the canal, so like the prime area, the prime of the prime area, and open on Shabbos, of course, feeding treif to Jews, non-Jews, of course, and he decided to buy a house, and he prayed in this same synagogue. I said a few story about him. So same person. Like he was like such a macho man, like with this, everybody would look up at him, like even though they're not religious, live with this goya, like unbelievable. But he was about to buy a house, and he asked this Gabbai who is the low life, like I don't know, the low life or low lives. I mean, in spiritual level, maybe he was not a nice man to his family. I don't know, maybe not, right? So he asked him. He said, "Can you tell me? Do you know Kabbalist?" One clown asked another clown, very loud. I'm trying like not to get involved in anybody's business, anybody conversation, if I can avoid. But sometimes like I need to take my tefillin off. So and before taking my tefillin, it's not proper to put my headphones. Understand? So it's I need another 30 seconds. So and this guy asking like, can I give you the house number? So you can change it with a Kabbalist. Is it good number? Like right in numbers. So I was shocked, but and then I heard the continuation. So that this Kabbalist, if he exists, if he's a Kabbalist, I don't think so. But let's say he is. So he said, yeah, it's a good number. So the problem would not be if this person is going to get cursed. It's not because of the house. It's not because of the number of the house. It's not because of his name or her name or her dog's name. You understand? The problem is that they go in against HaShem. That's the big issue. So names mean something. Yeah, it means, but Jews above the Mazal, we can change all of this, right? And plus you can add it as a name, just in case. You understand? So like the problem is much deeper what I'm trying to say, than the names. The names important, but not so much that people would get divorced. And somehow, and I will look into it like very, very deep. But somehow it is a psychology. So that's what I'm going to say. Like I think it's psychological fact that people get attached, they get attracted, not attached, attracted to specific people that they get used to. So, for example, and I heard about it from other people, and I experienced maybe 2 or 3 times from people who I know, like he's a partner. So the father of that person was alcoholic, abusive alcoholic, would beat his wife and sometimes his kids as well. Right? Of course, he later on they apologize, this and that, and then this girl that grew up in this environment go and marry a person who has tendency for alcoholism. Like why would you do that after so many years? Like go and see what happened to your mother. Like why? Like in you would like if you're normal, you would buy get like as far as possible from alcoholism. Let him be like a gym addict or something. I don't know, like into health, or I don't know, like in herbs, but not alcoholic. Like and it was known. And she get married, and guess what? Exactly the same abuse happened, and she would cry and this and that. And guess what happened? And they got divorced, and then got back together. Like whatever you say does not matter. So there is some kind of attraction to this to these abusive relationships. And it was not once, and it from my experience, it's like 3 times, like similar situations. So they attracted to like to something they experience in their life, and they admit it's very bad, and they suffer, and they still go to exactly the same. So maybe these names they also it's personality, right? So especially for a non-Jew, so since they get affected from effect from the stars, maybe the name means much more than for the Jews. Yeah, you understand? That's problem is with a person, right? Not with the names, and not with the house number. You understand? Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, could we say that, of course, if considering the name has certain influence, I wouldn't say certain, it has sometimes a lot of influence over the personality of the person. Could we say that this is like the relation between these two issues? I mean, the person would not be attracted to the name itself, but the personality that comes with the name, and that's
yeah. So it's exactly, it's not about the name; it's a personality. So, and of course, this personality, person feel on a subconscious level, and they're attracted, and they know that they're going to get abuse or something, and they still go in these relationships. And of course, okay, I understand when a person make a mistake and that got divorced, but to get together and after you know who you're dealing with, like you normal. So with people are like that, like of course I never said it out loud, but in my mind, like you're a waste of my time. I invested so much on you that you're trying to help you. You're going back to your abuser. So I mean, go back. I mean, it's just a waste of time. So, but that's that's what I heard before. Psychological fact that people attracted to whatever they have in family issues, that they attracted to the same. Unfortunately, it's very not only negative, very negative. So, but it's only in cases like in cases where when you don't have Torah. If you have Torah, so you concentrate on different values in him and her. You will consider personality, not in the house number she lives, not in house number that you're going to rent, or like an apartment number, like right, but in her personality, right? So let me know if any other questions, because I have something extra today. So let me know.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. I don't see more questions on the board.
Okay, so let me. Anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. One for instance, just the question
Okay,
says.
okay, no problem. Go ahead. No problem.
Is there a special bracha that comes in Shabbos? In the month, I guess. In Shabbos? I don't know.
Oh, Shvaz. Right. Yeah. Okay. Is it special bracha? I'm not sure. In the month of Shvat, we actually have this New Year's for the trees. So it's like when the trees, so they say like the trees are dead. It's in the middle of the winter, even in Israel, right? But it's time when the rejuvenation starts, like under the ground. So the roots start sucking the nourishment. So even like on the surface, it's dead. Like person think that the only place that I deserve to be in my sleeping in my car. Like, and I don't see like solution ever in my life. Maybe I'm destined to this. You understand? But there's some things like starting like growing, like taking effect under the ground. You understand? And that's the meaning of this month. It's about potential, like hidden potential. So you just do you be a tree, you do your job what tree does. But you remember HaShem does all these things on the background. He's there. Looks like this tree is dead. It's like a dead piece of wood. But guess what? It's only a matter of time. It starts blooming, blossoming. It's like a nice smell, like so many like new branches. It's unbelievable. Why? Because it's all started in this month. And actually, that's 15 of Shvat. That's when it's what is it? This like New Year of the Tree, special day for me personally because I have two very dear people from in my family. They passed the same day on this 15 of Shvat, and this difference between them, I don't know, maybe 30 years, right? Different, but on the same day. So I was the first in my family to calculate. I said, you would not believe what happened on the funeral of that person. I said, you would not believe what happened. It's actually the same day as his mother passed away, like 30 years before that. Okay. So any other questions, or I have a story for you, if you want.
That was the last question.
Okay, so let's go to the story. So I thought maybe on Thursday we do a little story time at the end. So and I prepared the story. So we're going to read. I'm going to make a mark that we actually did the story. So the story goes. Some people left. Okay, no problem. So it's a dessert. Okay, so it says, may love-saving implant be deactivated. So that's the topic, and it's actually on the verse from Parashat Vayera, right? And it says he hardened his heart. So meaning the Pharaoh hardened his heart. It's from Shmos 3:34. Okay, and it says the challenge. And ICD implanted cardioverter calibrator is a device similar to pacemaker that monitors the patient's heart rhythm and automatically administers shock to the life-threatening disruptions in the heart. So actually, the person left. Let me see. We had for several years we had the medical Halachah class. Several years it took us because there is three volumes. It was written by a doctor from Israel, right? He's a professor. He's a very, very famous doctor, and so he wrote this for medical professionals, meaning for doctors, for nurses, and for sick people, for people who taking care of sick people. So all of the halakhic thing he went through the Shulchan Aruch, and so whatever is applicable, and it was very, very practical book. I learned so much. I would stop this and say, like, what does it mean? What does this procedure mean? What is it? What is that? So I learned a lot, Baruch Hashem, and it's very, very relevant, right? So the pacemaker is something like a device that they implant into the heart, and when the heart sometimes slows down or like skips a bit, so like skip a bit, it's dangerous. So then this pacemaker would send like signal, like shock, and shake the heart so it would not stop. Right, so like in the normal days before the pacemaker, so many people died. Right, so this is and this ICD device, similar to pacemaker, right? The monitors patient's rhythm and automatically administers the shocks to treat life-threatening disruption of the heartbeat. So if there is danger, so it would send the beat. Okay. Shock. Since the device was invented, it has been responsible for saving many people from death by the heart attack. Very simple. So it's very, very practical, very good device, right? An elderly man who had been fitted with such a device, so fitted meaning implanted, so it's inside, right? Asked cardiologist to deactivate it. I'm sick of life, he explained, and wouldn't go so far as to kill myself. But when my time comes, I'm ready to go. I don't want this device. I don't want a device that will keep me alive longer than necessary. So, and that's psychology. And in that class, we had this person who was so he was in the medical school. Not like nursing school, right? And then he graduated from nursing school, and the first place that they're ready to accept is a nursing home. Why nursing home? Because they don't pay money, and it's slavery, job of the slave. You want to be slave for a very little pay? Yeah. Oh, you have special education? Yeah, that's a good job for you in a nursing home. Right, so they always understaffed, always overworked, always non-stop. Okay. So he saw many people who like vegetables, who some of them do not want to live. They refuse to take the medicine, and it's actually in that book we also learn. Are you allowed to lie? Yeah, you're allowed to lie. You have to like feed them the medicine. So, and some say, I'm not going to take the pill. I don't want to die. So you have to like crush the pill, like pulverize it and put it in yogurt or something, like mix it so they would not all feed them this pill. So that's will be their obligations, right? If they know they will refuse or shot or something, okay, you're not going to fight. You try your best, but if they say no, man, what can you do? You just write in the file. But this man, elderly man, so he said, look, I thank you very much for this device, but please deactivate it. So meaning turn it off. It is there, so meaning that not even remove. It's a surgery, but deactivate it. I'm not sure how to deactivate it. Maybe like make a like tiny incision, and with a camera with tool from outside, you just do it. Okay, so he said I would not go as far as kill myself, but I'm ready to go. And I heard from some people. So people say I lived a long life, and I'm grateful to HaShem, and I'm ready. Right. Right. So he said, but I don't want this thing to prolong my life. Continue. The cardiologist then asked Rabbi Zilber Shlita if this was permitted. So Rabbi Zilber Shlita, just so we know, he's the biggest in the medical field, and for many years he was teaching these religious and non-religious doctors in I think in Tel Aviv University or something, or in Jerusalem University. I don't know, one of the top medical school in Israel. He would teach them religious ethics, how do how to behave according to Judaism. Is it allowed, not allowed? So doctor, medicine is medicine, but here we're dealing with the Jews, right? So, and all of the doctors, even though they're not religious, they would go back to him and ask him a question, right? So this cardiologist then asked Rabbi Zilberstein if this was permitted. So this guy is acting to deactivate. He noted that the moment the ICD was deactivated, the patient would suffer no harm. The patient would not even be able to feel that it is no longer working. So again, it's most of the time it's on a passive mode, nothing's going on. But in case of the need, it would pinch the heart. Right. So again, so he said, if we deactivate, it's not like he's going to die. It's not like you close the oxygen on him. No. Right. So he's not going to die, and he would not feel that it is deactivated. Furthermore, only a small percent of patients fitted with ICD units ever come to situation in which the ICD actually saved their life. Meaning it's prolonged their life, but like to say that they would die without it. So maybe the idea is, if they would not have this device, it would aggravate the issue, and maybe then person is going to die or something, have a more severe condition, but not like they saving the life on a spot. So which is, but still we understand that they do help and do save the lives. Okay. In general, in a long run. Nevertheless, the question remained: may doctors deactivate life-threatening device, thus increasing the chance that the patient might die at the later date? So without this device, patient has a much bigger chances to die earlier than with the device. So that's again, it's not like a direct, but it's indirect. Okay, but like logically we know that that's what's going to happen. Solution: Rabbi Zilberstein answers the doctor who answered that a doctor who deactivates a life supporting system is accomplice to a suicide, which is tantamount to murder, since the patient's sole intention in requesting this measure is to hasten his own death. Understand what's going on? So first of all, and people who are trying to take their life, so and we always tell them, right? So first of all, if you think that you're suffering, so we want to stop your suffering, correct? So your suffering is not going to stop here. Your suffering are going to only start because why? Because now you're going to be tried as a murderer. Said, who did I murder? I never murdered. Yeah, you murdered yourself. So our life does not belong to us. Our lives, we don't come here in this world because we want it, right? Because HaShem decided to. So He gave us life, and He's the one decided when the life should end, right? So a person has no such a choice. Right, so as Zilberstein say, if a doctor would deactivate this thing, he was going to be accomplice to the crime. What is the crime? Suicide. The guy wants to die early. So early meaning in 5 hours, or early meaning in 6 months. It's still earlier than he would die with the device. You understand? So and his intention is specific. It's not like it's bothering me, it's itching. No. His intention is to die earlier. That's and the doctor would have a share in it. Okay, so it's even if the patient is in such a terrible pain that his life is unbearable, chas v'shalom, it would certainly be forbidden for him to hasten his death. Right, so if a person is suffering, so of course we're trying to ease his suffering, cure suffering, do whatever you need to do, but to disconnect from the machine, it's absolutely not allowed. You understand? How much more so in the case when the elderly man has vague complaint that he's sick of life, right? So for sure that's his. We're not allowed to do something like active. To stop something, right? Even if he's in pain, but in this case, he's not hiding his intention, shortening his life. Even though the activation of ICD would not bring instant death, it is still comparable to disconnected life-threatening life support system, since the desired result is the same. So of course, life support system, like you pull the plug, the person is going to die right now, maybe 5 minutes, 3 minutes, okay, but very, very soon. Here he's not going to die very, very soon, and there is it's not going to be any effect anytime soon. But I mean, we don't know when it's going to be effect, but effect is like, bottom line is the same. A person is going to die earlier than he was supposed to do. Why? Because of the actions of this doctor, right? Okay, continue. The question then was posed to Rav Elyashiv Zatzal. So Rav Elyashiv was a father-in-law of Rav Zilberstein Shlita, right? So they all intermarry each other. These great tzaddikim, they married to each other's family, right? Right, it's very interesting. The question wasn't posed to Rav Elyashiv Zatzal, who added that if patient's ailment make his life unbearable, he may refuse to have ICD implanted. However, once ICD is implanted, he may not be it may not be deactivated. So in all of these cases, and this person whose Yortzeit is going to be on 15th of Shvat is actually, so he had, I think that they found cancer, right? And he said, I don't want any treatment. He was, I don't know, 80 something, maybe 85 years old at that time. I don't know. I mean, maybe 82. I don't remember. Like, I remember he said, I don't need any treatment. I don't need any aggravation. I just want to live my life, whatever, 1 month, 2 months, and that's it. And that's how it's ended. You understand? So he has the right to refuse the treatment, but once the treatment was started, once they connect somebody to the machine or to this ICD thing, they cannot turn it off, right? So okay, that's what he said. Not like if you do it like passively, do like not to connect to this machine, not to take him drug because he refused. Okay, what can he do? There's a difference between refraining from doing something to prolong one's painful life, which is permissible, right? To just do idle, right? Don't do anything, and doing something that hastens one's death, meaning to pull the plug or something, right? Which is certainly forbidden. Okay, so far the case is so he's not allowed to turn on this ICD, which is a pacemaker. It's similar to a pacemaker. Why? Because for sure it's going to shorten somebody's life. Okay, why? Because we're not allowed, it's active. Okay, so not to implant, no problem, but turn off, problem. Nevertheless, if patient is adamant in his demand to deactivate the ICD, and the emotional anguish of being refused might actually cause his death, this concern is discussed by the Gemara, Baba Basra, 147b. So before we continue, so but this guy, he feels anguish. He cannot live. He like they told him no. Like I was talking to someone recently, and the relative bought this person something, and I said, but do you need it? Like, do you really need it? And this person, no. But who is asking me? So that's, I mean, if you want to do chesed, at least you have to ask a person if the person needs it. But it's like, okay, whatever. So, and this creates anguish. So, like when this person was younger, so she has some voice, what to say, what not to say, like. But now this person is elderly, and people think that they can do whatever, like, and everything should be accepted and normal. Absolutely not. Right, so this it's like the thing that he is asking the doctor to turn off this ICD device, and they refuse, so it can create this emotional anguish, right? And it can right, and Gemara says, which right, so it actually teaches, which grants a legal finality to instruction made by deathly ill person, shchiv meira, right? Less the frustration of being unable to dispose of his property, distort his mind, and hasten his demise. So I need a minute to explain it, because we spent so much time in that class to discuss this shchiv meira, what I also just say. So I usually, if you for all of the financial things, right, you have to have witnesses, you have to have things signed, like kinyan, this and that transfer. But in shchiv meira is a person who is about to die, right? And he wants to divide his real estate, his money, or whatever he has. So now we allowed there is a law is whatever he said, because somebody on the deathbed, basically in English, right? So whatever he said, we must do. So and this thought is going to bring this person like a peace of mind. So if you say no, look, we need to bring the witnesses, we need to bring that man, and we have to confirm with the city hall. Okay, so this person may get so agitated and he might die, right? Before, so we try to provide a peace of mind. So it's an exception, rabbinical exception. If this is the case, meaning with that person, so he can get very upset. If this is the case, then the doctor may deactivate ICD, provided the doctor resolves to treat the patient with external defibrillator, should there be any need. So okay, so this ICD is internal, but there is, I mean, in olden days you would see like somebody like you would wear on their chest some like what is it, some like that like a radio or something, like in olden style, right? So they say, okay, maybe you can, if you need to, you can deactivate this, but have something similar. Of course, it's not as effective, but okay. Patient with should there ever be a need, although the method is more reliable, is not as reliable as ICD, because it's all done automatically, it's always inside, always working, which provide instant care. Exactly, it is still acceptable in order to prevent the anguish that might threaten his life. So for this anguish that the person cannot have his will fulfilled, so it's actually can kill. So in this case, so on one case, you have to be Gdol Hador to decide. On one case, like you shorten his life. On another case, this anguish that we cannot fulfill his will is going to shorten his life even more. You understand? So that's why in His Holiness Rav Eliashiv Zatzal said, you're allowed. Of course, you have to have a plan B, some other device, right? Of course, if the person decided not to use device, okay, what can you do? But not to shorten his life in this way. You understand? If situation that he's very agitated, he's very upset that his will cannot be fulfilled. Okay, so it's very interesting. All right. And any questions on what you say? I apologize, I did maybe a little faster, but since I did this story before, so I think I give you all of the details, whatever there is a background. Okay. So let's stop here. With HaShem, we have a very successful week. With HaShem, we have learning a lot. We should learn even more next week. Beezrat HaShem, same time. And thank you for your questions. It's I think I learned a lot. So many questions I never heard in my life. It's very very, very interesting question. And let's continue next week, same time. Thank you and good night.